Hello, my friends. How are you? Boy, do we have a doozy today, but we are going into another Donald Trump presidency. And the good news, I guess, is we get 4 more years of, boy, do we have a doozy today. Today, we're going to talk about farmers and mass deportations and the consequences of our own actions. How about that? That's crazy, isn't it? So, kind of a lot to unpack here, but I was watching a video where a farmer was discussing his desire to have exemptions from the bloody mass deportations of Donald Trump on his dairy farm. Now, he had said something that I'm not sure about. I'm a little bit ignorant to this, but something about immigrants can come to America and work through the harvest season. There's some sort of work visa, I guess. Like I said, I'm a little bit ignorant to it, but what he wanted was year-round exemptions for immigrants to come work on his farm because he is working a dairy farm. Now, I do not know specifically that this farmer was a Trump voter. I cannot verify that. What I can say with almost 100% confidence is the vast majority of American farmers voted for Donald Trump. I have inside information on this, my friends. Look at me. Do I look like a fucking redneck? Do you know why? Because I am one. Because I am one, and that's how I know these things and know the thought processes that go on in these people's heads. So he was very concerned with that. He said an interesting thing that I want to get to, but here's what I say to exemptions for anything that Donald Trump wants to do. You know, the things we voted for, right? I want to give a huge fuck no to any exemptions having to do with anything Donald Trump said we should do. As a matter of fact, here's what I think we should do. Here's what I'm proposing to you right now. Let's just do all the crazy shit Donald Trump said he was going to do. Why not? He told us very clearly what he planned to do, and people went, well, what about, can we just get an exemption to the thing we voted for? How about not vote for the guy that is going to do something that is going to cause harm to you in some way or another, whether that be financially or physically or mentally or emotionally or whatever kind of way he can cause harm? Why on God's green earth would you hear him say something that is going to impact you in a negative way and you go, yep, he's got my vote? What the fuck is going on? I don't get it even a little bit. So I must say that I am a little bit shocked by this. Now, the guy said a very interesting thing. He said they can come over to America and they can get year-round exemptions, and they can come work on my farm for 5 years, and then they can go back to Mexico and buy a house. Well, fuck you too. What a very unpleasant thing for that man to say. So let me get this straight. You want this young little Mexican to come work in your dairy farm, year-round exemption for 5 years, and then he can go back to Mexico, right? Do you understand the contribution that that young man just made to our society? He came here to work at lower wages, because we all know what this is. We all understand that the reason people use migrant workers is because they can hire them for lower wages. And through his lower wages, he helped our economy by keeping food prices low, because you're going to have to pay me a lot of money to go work in a field or work on a dairy farm. Look, you ain't got to pay me a whole lot to drive this truck. You know why? It's got cruise control. It's got AC. Fuck, I barely have to do anything. This is easy work right here. That's why I work for hardly anything out here in this truck, but that's not the point now, is it? So this man has contributed in a positive way to the American economy. And then right when he gets to the time, he spent 5 years of hard labor on the farm, right before he hits that time where now he's going to become a burden on our healthcare system, because the weird thing about your bodies when you work them like that is they will wear down and you will need medical attention. Right before he becomes a burden on our healthcare system, he can go back to Mexico and buy him a house, can't he? You want my honest opinion? Look, I'm not saying open borders. That's what people hear when they hear a Democrat say, what the fuck are you talking about right now? I'm not proposing open borders, wide open borders. You know the wide open borders we've been lied to about for the last 4 years? Immigrants are just flooding in. Yeah, they sure are. You fell for it, didn't you? You fell for it. Remember when we had a bunch of hillbilly truckers heading down to the border to stop the invasion, and they got there, and then like they got there, and then the news stations got there, and then that's it. That's all that got there. This was fairly recently, and then the news is asking them like, so what do you do? Where's all the immigrants? And they're like, oh, I'm sure they'll show up here sometime. You know, they'll be here any minute now. You almost got it. You're so close, stupid. They're not coming. The migrant caravan that got you staying up in your sleeper all night is not actually, it doesn't exist. But hey, you know what? It's fine. You do you, whatever it is you need to do. What was I saying? I forgot. I amuse myself with this shit because it's so goddamn absurd. What I was saying though is if somebody comes here and contributes in that kind of positive way to the American economy by keeping our food prices low, and then he puts in 5 years of doing that work, be mad if you want, but I think he earned a piece of the pie at that point. He came in and did a positive thing for us. And your solution is go back to Mexico? That doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense to me. Does it make a lot of sense to you? I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm the crazy one here. So let me tell you part of what I think is going on here and how we ended up with Trump winning the election, because there's something to this. Remember, I pointed out that I'm a redneck, which I shouldn't have to point out, because you could just look at me and be like, that guy kind of looks like a redneck now, doesn't he? Yeah, I do. Here's why a lot of people voted for Donald Trump. I know this to be a fact. Like I said, I understand the inner workings of this group of people, all right? I grew up with them. How do I say this in a polite way? A lot of Trump voters are underachievers. Okay, there was no polite way to say that, it turns out. These are people that are as dumb as a fucking brick. I'm not saying every Trump voter is as dumb as a brick. I'm just saying a large portion of Trump supporters are as dumb as bricks, okay? They fucking have no motivation, don't know how to do anything. Just there, right? Not trying very hard at life, and that's evident. So their only hope in life for them to get a leg up is if somebody else gets fucked over, right? So a lot of these votes that I believe went for Donald Trump were because he heard how Donald Trump was going to fuck over another group. And they said, if we can fuck over that other group, I'll finally get my leg up. I will finally have a chance to shine, because we just rounded up all the Mexicans, right? And we kicked them out. Now our jobs are back, right? All our jobs that we wanted so bad, right? All the field work's back, guys. Aren't you excited? I am not, but if you are, that's cool. I think everybody should pursue their passions for sure. But look, they're just angry people that are, like I said, underachievers. Look, I know these people. All right, these are the people that go to the liquor store to get their paycheck cashed. Have you ever seen that? Have you? I have. Yeah, they still have those liquor stores. They say liquor and check cashing. How those two things ended up together? Well, let me tell you, you just got your check cashed. And a drink sounds real good right about now, right? One-stop shop. You get your check cashed, and then you pay your check out to the liquor store. And do you understand now why I'm saying underachievers? Look, I've had my bouts with drinking too. Damn right I have. Absolutely I have. But these are the kind of people that go across the border of the neighboring state. They're crossing the border to get the good fireworks. You ever meet any of those people? Hey, you want to go with us to Wyoming? What? I can't think of any reason on God's green earth why I would want to go to Wyoming. Why do you bring it up? Well, we're going over there to get the good fireworks, you know, because they're rebelling against the system. Goddamn Colorado government fucking over here trying to control my life, telling me I can't have the good fireworks. Meanwhile, half the state of Colorado is burning down because they launched the good fireworks into the goddamn woods. And here we go, fucking millions of dollars spent on putting out a forest fire because that hillbilly over there had to have the good fireworks. These are the kind of guys we're talking about. You ever heard stories of that? 4th of July, some guy ends himself because he was showing off with the good fireworks. Yeah, these are the geniuses that we're fucking dealing with. So what I'm trying to say is that a lot of these votes for Donald Trump were a vote to fuck over another group because it would make the person casting that vote feel better about themselves. And I do know that to be fact. I absolutely know that. The part they left out of that equation is the part where it was going to fuck them over in the process. Look, we don't have to have an open border, obviously. I believe we discussed that earlier. There is a damn good reason to use migrant workers in America. Now, could you make the argument that it is exploitation of people? Sure, you could. Absolutely, you could. You're paying a lower wage, far lower wage than you would pay an American to do that job. And yeah, maybe there's some exploitation in that, and maybe that's something that needs to be looked at. I don't really fucking know. Do I look like an expert on these things? But there's an economical reason to do it. If we mass deport everybody, we just grab them all up and we throw them all back across the border and we say it's good, on top of the goddamn tariffs we got coming in, the fucking brilliant tariffs that we've got coming in, the big beautiful tariffs. Some say tariffs are a beautiful word. A lot of people say beautiful word, tariffs. That's what they've all been telling me. I think that's not a great Donald Trump impression. It kind of is, though, because it was just word salad. It was just nonsense. But on top of that, on top of the big beautiful tariffs, now we've increased our food prices because we kicked everyone out of the country, and now we got to pay me to go do it. And I'm not even that educated or anything, but I'm going to ask for a lot of fucking money. Look at my white ass out there in the sun. I'm about to get a sunburn under this light right here, and you want me out there in the sun? It's going to cost you to get me out there, right? Now our food prices just went up, and we just voted because the eggs were too goddamn expensive. I'm not understanding the fucking reasoning here. I'm not getting any of it. It's almost like there's a portion of the population that doesn't understand cause and effect. Like when you do something, what is the effect of that action, right? It's just very, very short-sighted. I want all the brown people out of my country. Now all the brown people are gone now. There you go. Are you happy now? Well, now my milk's too expensive. Who drinks milk anyways? What's wrong with you? Gross. You drink milk? Get the hell out of here. You get the hell out of here, you weirdo with the milk. But anyways, you can't have it both ways. You can't. Now, I'm all for it. Like, yeah, if people are like violent criminals, get them the fuck out of here. Absolutely. I don't think I've ever heard a Democrat argue against that. And if a Democrat is arguing against that, then let me know, because I'll find that and I'll respond to that jackass too. I will respond negatively to any Democrat out there saying we need open borders and violent criminals in this country, and I will have some harsh words for that motherfucker, but no one's ever said that. Like I said, if they did, let me know. But I guess that's the overarching point of this video, if I even made a point as we went through the video. Voting to fuck over other people because you believe that will enrich your life and make things better for you, for one, is a shit move. Like, it's a really shitty thing to do. But I don't think that if you voted for that thing, you said this was a good idea, it's one of the reasons you casted your ballot for that president, I don't think you get to come back after that and say, hey, but can I get an exemption? What makes you so fucking special? No, you can't get an exemption. Absolutely not. No exemptions to anything that Donald Trump wants to do. Let's just fucking do that. Let's do that. You know, when your milk prices is too high, your eggs are too high, when the corn on the cob costs too much, oh well, tough luck. We said this is what we wanted. If we voted for it, we're all in this together. We're not giving out exemptions because you voted for it and now you don't want to deal with the consequences of your actions, you know? When a woman in your family needs medical attention because of a complication with a pregnancy, pray. What do you want me to tell you? Just pray that it'll be okay. You voted for this. How dare you fucking vote for this and then come back and say, but not for me. I mean, for everyone else, not for me. Do you understand? No. Tough luck. Pay more for your work, for your labor on your farm, and sell your product at a higher cost, and let's see how the fuck it all shakes out in the end. That's what we asked for. Let's do that. I'm done. I'm tired again. I always wear myself out with these videos. Bye, everybody.